It took 3 back-to-back losses at the beginning of the season for promoted Kariobangi Sharks to adapt to top-flight football. Since then, the team has risen from the bottom half to the top 8 of the Premier League table, an adjustment anchored on a unique brand of football developed over a period of time. The man at the center of it, Coach William Muluya.
We like building up from the back, and we like having an attractive style of play when it's going forward, whereby lots of expression, be it from the offensive players, be it from the midfield. So we do give them lots of freedom to express themselves whenever they're having possession.
The impressive run in the league has been replicated in the GoTV Shield, in which they are in the final. The antagonists, this time round AFC Leopards, a date set for Mashujaa Day Friday at Kasarani Stadium. This is a step better than 2016 when they finished in 3rd place.
It's a must win. Jua tunataka kwenda CAF next season. Lazima tuende tuichukue.
During a final, you only have 2 things: you either win or lose. So, but basically, no one will like to lose. I'm sure AFC wouldn't like to lose, neither K-Sharks would like to lose. But the boys are prepared for it.
With 5 players boasting national team experience in their side, striker Masood Juma, midfielders Patila Omoto and Ovela Ochieng, and defenders Pascal Ogueno and Osborne Monday, the Sharks are primed for a bite at a piece of the country's football history, winning the knockout competition.
Their value can be seen, and you can get it from our lead scorer, is Masood Juma. And what he's doing for the club, for sure, it guarantees him to get any other opportunity, be it representing the country.
The fixtures are coming thick and fast for the Sharks as the season draws to a close. Even before they tackle Ingwe in the Shield final on Friday, they have a date with league leaders Gor Mahia in the Premier League on Tuesday in Kisumu. Incidentally, it is Kogalo that handed them a baptism of fire in the Premier League debut.
Zote game ngumu. Zetu tunataka pia tu win, hizo zimebaki, at least tumalizie top 5 kama vile tulikuwa tumeplan. Pia game ya Gor si rahisi. Tunakumbuka tukianza ligi tulianza nao, haikuwa game rahisi, but tulilearn vitu mob sana kutoka hiyo game ya kwanza.
The final stretch of the 2017 football season could prove to be a game-changing moment for this young team as it fights for space in the history books. That script may just begin to be written on Friday if they win the Shield. When Harambee Stars head coach Stanley Okumbi assembled his troops for training at the Kenya School of Monetary Studies late August, it was the beginning of the final phase of preparations for the African Nations Championship 2018. As hosts, Kenya was to take part in the event without going through the qualifications, and indeed, it would have been the country's first CHAN championship. A perfect opportunity for local-based Kenyan Premier League players to showcase their talent on the global stage, playing against 15 of the best football nations in the continent, including Ivory Coast, Nigeria and Zambia. With the withdrawal of the hosting rights, this has been thrown out the window.
Kenya is now out of this edition, definitely, as a country. Those players, you can imagine how they are feeling, and the coaches, and everybody else was looking forward to have them participate and compete on their own soil. But above all, there may be another edition which you may have to miss. To the fans, for example, we know that the memories of such an event will have not faded in their lifetime.
Aside from the football, this would have been a perfect opportunity to sell Kenya as a dream destination through sports tourism. Traveling across the hosting cities while appreciating the wonderful sceneries with the full glare of the cameras would have marketed Kenya to the rest of the continent while raking in millions of shillings in foreign exchange.
When you have 15 other nations here, you can imagine the population of those countries who are represented here watching Kenya. Some of them have imagined what Kenya is, so they'll see it on TV. Sports tourism is a key ingredient to any drivers of economy. You never know the people who will have come to follow their teams here. There will be investors who will have come to watch the game, but they also look at what opportunities are there in Kenya. If it is our hotels accommodating them, people now, those hotels will have had their marketing already done in such a perspective.
But could it be that the sports tourism opportunity was missed from the start by the organizing committee? Many have questioned the reasoning behind scrapping Mombasa off the list of hosting cities, in spite of the readily available infrastructure, hotels, tourist attractions, and even logistics through the standard gauge railway. The LOC instead opted for Eldoret and Meru, towns not as advanced as the coastal city and not considered traditionally football crazy.
Whether we are spreading or not, we must have gotten and we should have gotten the basics right. And the basics were that we need to have had those facilities so that we don't give a lot of excuse for any act of withdrawal like we witnessed.
The successful hosting of CHAN in 2018 would have exorcised the ghosts of 1996 when Kenya again, out of similar circumstances, failed to host the Africa Cup of Nations. It was a perfect opportunity for this football crazy nation to make peace with CAF and lift its profile among the football community as a nation fully committed to the global sports agenda.
Of course, they view us as unserious, and it will take us lots of convincing if we are to get any form of hosting right in the future. We have lost the major opportunity of hosting other more senior events such as the AFCON itself, because the criteria has always been that if you've hosted CHAN, you can automatically bid and host AFCON. We have lost an opportunity, but an opportunity for other opportunities.
Rwanda, a smaller economy compared to Kenya, successfully hosted the last edition in 2016. Now the country boasts proper sports infrastructure as a result. South Africa is still reaping from the exploits of hosting the 2010 World Cup. Kenya, meanwhile, seemingly hasn't learned any lessons. The list is endless on the privileges Kenya would have enjoyed had it put in the requisite effort and hosted CHAN in 2018. Instead, the country is now staring at possible sanctions from the Confederation of African Football, which could be as far-reaching as banning Kenya from taking part in the future editions of the biennial championship. Edmond Nyabola, NTV, Nairobi. Alice Njeri bowls for her team during a training session at the Tatu City Primary School. Even though her technique is not up to scratch, the 14-year-old believes training over time will help her improve her skills. Njeri is one of 200 pupils from public primary schools who were selected by the Foundation for Youth Cricket and Education in Kenya in conjunction with Tatu City to undergo a training program to build a talent base for the future.
It has been wonderful. We really enjoyed this game. They have helped us to gain confidence and to experience more.
Our starting point is to make sure they have a proper life balance, having a good education, as well as having an activity that keeps them busy but also wholesome fun.
The young cricketers are taken through a wide range of aspects of training to improve their technique in the sport. The training program is segmented into different stages and involves technical and theoretical work.
We're planning to erect a wicket over here, concrete wicket, so that we can start training with the hard ball. Because this right now is the soft ball, it's the starting point. So we go to the initial point where it's hard ball.
The young boys and girls are not just training for the sake of it, they have ambitions.
At the end of it, I would like to be in the national cricket team, so I could play cricket for our country. They have taught us many characters, 7 characters. So I'm able to put them in my studies, like self-control, listening.
As the national under-19 cricket team prepares for the World Cup in New Zealand, the kids at Tatu City Primary School know all too well that their time to step up to the big stage is about to come.
There are more kids being born and more kids who need to play cricket. So long as Tatu is around and so long as our relationship with the Cricket Foundation is good, we will keep on supporting this program and other programs, including Shamas Rugby.
But until then, the boys and girls will keep working hard, aiming to bowl and bat their way to success. Edmond Nyabola, NTV Sport.